general nerdery.
So it wasn't till a random confluence of events of what I've been ingesting and then this that I realized that a major plot through line of the Dresden Files is just the movie From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah, I was going to ask how you felt about watching Red Court Vampires, the movie.
Yeah, because I don't has Butcher ever talked about this? Or
I feel like I'm positive he's mentioned it at some point since it's so obvious.
Well, if you've never read the Dresden Files, there is a group of Red Court vampires, which is just vampires that transform into bat creatures and are from Mexico. And I was always like, why are they from Mexico? So I watched halfway through this movie and I'm like, that's why they're from Mexico.
Yeah. What's in Mexico? Mexicans.
Titty twister.
Mexicans.
Welcome to General Nerdery, your podcast about liking things. I'm Zach.
I'm Tyler.
And the man I accidentally interrupted right there is Steven.
Hi, I'm Steven.
That's Steven.
Good thing you interrupted me because I don't think I had anything good to say.
Okay. We are here to talk
No,
about...
I mean, I just literally had nothing to say. That implied I had something bad to say. I just ran out of thought.
Okay, perfect. No notes. We are here to discuss From Dusk Till Dawn today, which I have never seen before, so that was interesting. And I have thoughts, but
I was so excited to get to make you watch this movie.
I think it was my idea.
Well, yes, because it was either I was going to try and make you watch Knight Riders, which features Tom Savini.
Yeah, I did not know Tom Savini was in this movie.
While hyping that movie and trying to explain who Tom Savini was, I brought up From Dusk Till Dawn and immediately realized, oh, you're not going to know that. You may know that, but you've never seen that enough to know who Sex Machine is.
All I know is that you two brought this one to me, and I was like, what? Okay. I love this movie.
I was won
Zach
over.
might not.
I was won over to watching this movie by how hot Selma Hayek is in this movie, and we will get to that on the second half of this. But before that, what have we been ingesting?
What? Okay, let's see. Between the last time we recorded and now, Severance ended. I think I had one episode to go last time.
Okay.
Fucking fantastic. Love that
Is
final
it
episode.
done or is the season
Got one
done?
more season.
Okay.
Fuck, compared to the first season, there was a couple episodes this season kind of dragged, kind of ups and downs. I fucking love that season finale. It seems to be a little bit divisive within the fan community, but I'm on the fucking absolutely love train for it. It was
I know I
fucking wild.
I think it's been spoiled for me, but I don't know if it's been spoiled for me, which that's how out of the loop I am on Severance, but it sounds fucking like it's going to be great whenever
There's
I watch
bits
it.
in that finale that you could be absolutely spoiled on, and they wouldn't make any sense to you.
Did I see a scene from that where they're watching a marching band or something?
Yes.
Okay. Was
Yes.
that from the finale?
That's from the
'cause
finale.
I was watching that and being like, I don't even know how this came up on my feed. I don't.
If you happen to see a black guy dancing in between the members of the marching band, that's their supervisor.
Sure. I don't. YouTube, the app on my phone has picked up this weird habit of when I open it, it just opens a random short video instead of letting me pick.
Oh,
So
I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah. But, I mean, for the most part, it's we're either going to talk about wrestling, politics from a lefty perspective, or Power Rangers transformation scenes from Super Sentai, the Japanese version.
Mm-hmm.
So, solid chance of going to be safe. But every once in a while, it's scene from Severance. Means nothing to me, but all right.
So fucking wild. Loved every minute of it. Let's see, with that over, started watching this new season of White Lotus. It's still more Margaret's thing than mine, but I still enjoy it. I've been really liking, it's the dumbest, most drama thing, but this entire season I'm just in love with. There's this group of 3 friends that are all out on vacation at the White Lotus, and it's in Thailand this time around. 3 gals, and one of them became famous. One of them is like super successful in her career, but just went through a really bad divorce, and one of them is also like really well off. Like nobody in White Lotus is ever anything less than well off. It's the fucking White Lotus, but like moved to Texas and has like a MAGA husband and shit.
We both did the exact same thing. We're supposed to that. Me and Zach.
And it's like the first time they've actually gotten to spend time together, not on the phone in years. Ugh. And every time one of them leaves the room and it's only two of them, they're just like shit talking the other one the entire time. And I'm just living for the drama every fucking episode.
Okay. So question, in that I've not watched any White Lotus, and I have had many people try and hype it up to be, but nobody's really ever explained exactly what kind of show it is. And I've seen some trailers, and I know like that it's kind of like each season's a little bit different, at like a different White Lotus location. Is it just basically like rich person interpersonal drama with some mystery around that?
There's always a murder involved, I think.
So that's the thing, is it's kind of a murder mystery, but not in the normal sense of like you're finding clues and all this other stuff. Every season, it starts with somebody's been murdered, and then you go 1 week ago, and you get a group of people arriving at the resort, and they're basically always like 1%ers dealing with fucking stupid rich people drama. But it almost works better that way because they don't have anything else going on in their lives but to get into hardcore drama. And so the mystery is kind of wondering who is going to fucking snap because of all the bullshit going on this week, and who's going to get killed.
So you don't know who
You don't know who died. All you know is that somebody died, or sometimes multiple people died.
Is it different cast every season, or
for the most part?
Okay.
This season is kind of wrapping it around a little bit more. One of the people that worked at the White Lotus in season 1 is kind of on like a weird work trip to this White Lotus. It's kind of the company being like, we're sorry for what you went through in season 1, but also, so we're going to send you to this Thai resort, and you're going to get to go through all of the cool resort things, but you're going to do it while also learning how to do some of the stuff they're doing there to bring it back to this location.
Yeah, it's still a business trip. Don't get it twisted.
It's still a business trip, but also like we're putting you up in the White Lotus, Thailand. Like,
interesting.
So she was promised in the first season. She was promised by Jennifer Coolidge's character, who was in seasons 1 and 2, that because Jennifer Coolidge is fucking stupid rich as well. She's like, "Oh, I'm going to help you start your own therapy place." And then Jennifer Coolidge ends up running off with some rich dude who sweeps her off her feet and is heavily implied to be a con man. And you find out in season 2 is absolutely a con man. And his shady dealings, indirectly and directly, directly, like he sets her up to get killed. Like this is definitely something he's done before, and it's like, whatever the male version of a Black Widow is, basically.
Black Widower?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a term for that, but I know what you mean.
Now he's at this White Lotus with his new wife, and so she's like, "You look familiar."
Okay, so there's
Okay, interesting. Knowing nothing other than what you've told me, I hope Jennifer Coolidge doesn't die.
She died in the second season already.
Damn. And then what I was going to follow up was that I hope she kills a bunch of people.
She did.
Nice.
God, see, I'm kind of torn because on one hand, I like mysteries like we talked about, but like
this isn't a normal mystery.
I was gonna say I don't know how much rich people drama shit I'll be able to handle. I don't do well with rich people drama shit.
Yeah, no, this is rich people drama shit. The show. It's just that you know that it leads to a murder, and so the entire time it's like
to deal with.
So who's gonna do it? Like which straw is going to break which camel's back? Because we have like 3 or 4 characters on the tipping point by the end of each season. Like,
Interesting. It's kind of it kind of reminds me of like a Columbo-esque kind of reevaluation of murder mysteries. Of like, we're gonna examine a murder from a different perspective. Of like, you'll see the murder in this instance, and now it's all about how what they did fucked up in the case of Columbo. But this one is like, a murder's gonna happen. We're gonna show you the prelude to what causes someone to fucking snap and do it.
but I'd say, oh my god, the 2 things that like were probably the biggest for me they both dropped the same day, and weirdly are kind of the same premise. On the same day, 2 video essays got remade and re-uploaded by across 2 different topics by 2 completely different people. Both of which I had seen the originals, and both of which I was excited to see the updates. One was every single Warhammer 40k faction re-explained by Bricky, and then the other one is
The Unreality of Wrestling one that you were telling me about.
Yeah, which I had started but didn't get a chance to get into.
I have not watched yet, but I probably will while crafting this weekend.
dope.
I might actually watch that every Warhammer faction one too, because I know enough about Warhammer, but I'm also really down for things to make fun of Warhammer.
Yeah, I have always, or not always, but ever since I've been introduced to it, I dig the Warhammer 40k lore. I've read a number of the books, not a ton of them, but I do like own a number of them. I've actually started going through another one here very recently, but like getting into the lore. Recently have started checking out some of the different lore tubers, partially just because like a friend at work was whining about the fact that whenever he tries to look things up about Warhammer 40k, he always gets only recommended like the super shitty right-wing frothing at the mouth 40k fucking content creators.
There's a podcast I've been recommended. I didn't super care for it, but I'm just not super into Warhammer, called Lorehammer. That's literally just that, just talking about.
And so I was just like, what happens when I look it up? Because normally my algorithm is shooting like black radical leftists at me. Didn't get any of those guys, got a couple others, and I've sort of kept up with a couple throughout the past year or so. I tend to really like Wes Hammer, but probably the most famous, or at least most watched Warhammer 40k lore video on YouTube, near as I can tell, I wasn't nerdy enough to actually compare numbers,
Sure.
is the original Every Single Warhammer 40k Explained by Bricky. It's fine, but it was kind of like 60% memes, 40% lore. And it was a lot of the reason why I tended to prefer Wes Hammer over Bricky when it came to those two being 2 of the more major lore tubers. This new one that Bricky put out is maybe the best primer for the 40k universe I've seen. He based it like great cold opening that really sets up the super early backstory for the universe, and then goes into why he did this, how the other one came about, and the fact that he's like, yeah, I kind of bit off more than I could chew. I was trying to be a bridge between like the super casual and the super hardcore, and didn't have enough knowledge to actually do that. So 5 years later, he decided to redo it. It fucking fantastic.
I mean, that's fair. Like, we've been podcasting long enough that I look at old episodes being like, I could probably redo that. Like,
I honestly fucking love that. I love people who are willing to re-examine their art and their creative endeavors to just reevaluate if it can be updated and if it's worth updating, and doing so in situations where it's worth it. So that's phenomenal.
Yeah, I think he knocked it out of the park. It's still entertaining. It's still humorous. He still includes maybe 15% memes, but it's mostly just a good, thorough primer for the lore. It's still only a primer, but it's a very thorough primer, which is why it's still only part 1 and is like a 2-hour video.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know if it's only going to be 2 parts or if it might be 3 by the time he's done. He's taking his time with some of this stuff, but also going faster over other things in the old video, so it's hard to gauge.
Well, there's so many fucking factions in 40K as well. But it just kind of depends on how deep he wants to go.
But if this is the direction he's going to go with these, I hope he redoes some of his other ones, like the individual legions explained and that sort of thing, because he had videos on all sorts of different subjects. The other one, as we mentioned, the Super Eye Patch Wolf Unreality of Pro Wrestling dropped the same day, a new version. I had talked about this before and recommended it to you guys on the podcast. I can only recommend it higher now because I was crying by the end of this one. Multiple times.
I love when that happens. That happens on YouTube weirdly a lot. Like relatively recently, both Defunct Land and H-Bomber Guy both released podcasts that examined relatively the same perspective of a topic, but from different angles. But did like completely different things. One of them's trying to track down who created the Disney Channel original like theme, like the channel chime, that would play like when they did the little Disney logo.
Oh yeah,
with the wand. And then the other one is, why can I not remember it? Oh, it's all about who created the oomph sound for Roblox. And like trying to track down that person to give them the appropriate accreditation. And both of them are just like deep diving. And they both released within a day of each other, if I'm not mistaken.
Wild. But this is the one that it's kind of like the point of the essay is to highlight and show off how when wrestling writing is at its peak, it can intertwine the fake reality of what's going on stage, in the ring, with what's going on in the wrestlers' actual lives to create moments where those both overlap, and you have true emotional payoffs no matter which side you're looking from. And the original video did it by contrasting the careers and showing how they intertwine of Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns.
Okay, that's great. Sami Zayn needs more recognition always.
Except this was done 2 years ago and is the type of in-depth video that takes like 6 months to do.
Sure.
So some of those storylines hadn't been paid off yet.
Yeah, that's when he was still trying to become an honorary Oos.
As is pointed out in this video, when he had made that one, Seth hadn't become a face yet, which makes a pretty big difference in how some of the things play out.
Seth is about 4 seconds from becoming a heel again. Seth exists as people love me too much to truly make me a heel. I'm just a dickhead.
So in the time between then and now, as much as some storylines can end, some of them have.
Mm-hmm.
And they did so in ways that still highlight the original point of his video in the first place. So this new one is 55 minutes longer, but includes 100% more Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, because the Cody Rhodes, I mean, if you want the ultimate unreality of wrestling, Cody Rhodes comes back. He faces Roman at WrestleMania 39. He loses. People are really unsure of that. He goes on to have a banner year, and they're setting him up. He wins the Royal Rumble. He's going to face Roman Reigns again at WrestleMania 40. This is the story. He has always wanted to win that championship, finish the story. It was his whole thing. The Rock shows up and is like, by the way, just became a board member of the board that controls WWE. I am now more powerful than your CEO. I'm going to take that spot because I'm The Rock. And people had wanted a Rock versus Roman match for years. and they had written in storyline that Cody was going to be okay with this and accept it. And if you ever watch that video, Cody is so clearly not okay with what's happening.
Yeah.
And then the fans fucking revolted so hard that The Rock went heel and teamed up with Roman because everyone wanted Cody to finish the story. And I was going to talk about it there, briefly in my what I've been ingesting, but really, like, it's been so fascinating to watch this year's Road to WrestleMania versus last year's, because last year's is, I'm told, one of the greatest Road to WrestleMania stories of all time, and I understand why now watching it, because, like, I'm excited for WrestleMania in
2 weeks.
It's 2 weeks for us. It'll be already done by the time this episode comes out. I'm excited for it. I'm going to have a good time. The build-up is not nearly as electric this year.
Which I don't get it, because 420 plays it, man.
Yeah, the fact that WrestleMania is on 420 and Easter is fucking incredible.
So
Zombie Jesus smoking weed.
And on the cold open of this, I say 100% more Cody Rhodes. It is how the Rhodes family legacy ties all of this together. The cold open starts with Dusty 40 years ago.
Oh, hell yeah. I love Dusty.
And goes very much into a dive into Dustin as well.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
I'm not trying to finish this video because I got maybe like 2 seconds in, and then I was like, I don't have the time to actually commit to this.
Yeah,
you said it's like 2.5 hours long.
Yeah, it's like 2.5 hours long, and it is worth it. It basically turns that storyline that you were just mentioning, Zach, into a movie.
Sweet.
But it's a movie with a point where he's illustrating how the writing works to make it so engaging for us and why we love it, and how the emotional payoffs, despite what you're seeing being fake, can absolutely be 100% real.
Yeah,
and not just real for the audience, but sometimes even real for the people involved.
It is a thing. You can watch people get really emotional as they win stuff. I mean, Cody's very real, but like Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez recently won the tag team title belts again, and they are the first women's team to be a 2-time tag team title belt holder. And you can see Raquel trying not to cry as she wins this and like sets this record. And she's trying not to cry because she's the fucking heel. She's supposed to be the bad guy here.
God, I'm going to spoil one moment. Super Eye Patch Wolf does an amazing little montage. He doesn't show the entire match, but talking about the first time Cody and Dustin wrestled in AEW.
Oh, at Double or Nothing. It's supposed to be an incredible match.
And before they even start, the crowd starts chanting, "Thank you, Dusty."
Yep, that'll fuck me up. That'll... yeah, the son of a plumber is incredibly important. I mean, I've never even seen any of his matches, and I know how important that is. And it is like Adam Copeland, formerly known as Edge, recently had a bit where he went to a show in Australia and the crowd was singing his song, and they were singing his song so much that they had to like stop and wait for them to be done because the crowd would not stop singing it. And so he had to just like stand there, and he doesn't have a whole, I mean, Edge is like 50. He doesn't have much longer left, and you can just see him like,
especially with what he put himself through. Jesus fucking Christ.
Trying not to cry. It's a lot. Oh, Kevin Owens is like seriously injured.
I heard that.
Not from any of the matches. Like, he got injured before he got put through all of those ladders in the one where you're like, is he okay?
What? How did he get before that match? Or like,
he fucked up his neck from just like a random ass normal match. So he was fighting. It was probably his Rey Mysterio match because it's like it happened in January, and there's only like 2 matches he did there, and they're just normal fucking wrestling matches. And a week before WrestleMania, he had to drop out of WrestleMania or drop out of and go get neck surgery. So he can't do the storyline that's been building for months now.
Wild.
And estimates are anywhere from 2 months to 5 years. Because it's neck surgery. He might be done.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
Now, it is unlikely. It is probably somewhere in the 6 months to a year range.
but like
that's
it's still like a realistic probability, but not likely.
more wrestlers have ended because of neck issues than pretty much anything other than drug addiction.
I mean, it's an important part of the body.
Yep.
Gotta protect it.
And then, and then that combined with the fact that I edited the wrestling episode this past week just had me watching old Raws again. So
Nice.
Oh, what have I been ingesting? Holy shit.
Oh.
Still on that Flash grind with my wife. We finished season 7, which concludes the Godspeed arc. And it has a fucking wild conclusion where Barry brings the Reverse Flash back into existence so that he can help fight Godspeed. And they have a climax that is them using lightning bolts that are basically lightsabers. And it's a straight up homage to fucking Star Wars.
I hate the Speed Force.
No, you're not wrong.
No, that's true.
That's
Okay.
just where, when I remember when the Speed Force was first brought about in, Mark Waid, I think, possibly Grant Morrison, it's a weird, goofy thing. And I was like, this is really fun. This is mysterious. And now
It's goofy.
I just
Shit.
fucking hate the Speed Force.
Beyond the fucking shit that Barry can do with the Speed Force in the Flash television show, the fact that they made the Speed Force becomes a human personified multiple times that is played by the same actress who is Barry's mom.
Of course it is.
Nora Allen.
The only good time it happened was in the first time in The Runaway Dinosaur.
Yeah.
Season 1 episode.
Look, if you
penultimate
want
episode.
a good, the one way the Speed Force is good, watch the Justice League Unlimited one episode where Brainiac and Lex Luthor merge, and they beat him by Wally going so fast that he is going faster than light speed, and then gets sucked into the Speed Force and almost gets caught up in Speed Force heaven forever.
That sounds awesome.
It's better than fucking anything the Flash TV show ever did.
Yeah. And at one point they make the Nora Speed Force Nora evil.
Of course they did.
But it's not even evil, it's just a big misunderstanding.
Of course they did.
Because they're bad at talking.
That really is the plot line of Flash is, would you people please fucking communicate?
Except
do
they're supposed to be so
Slow Force?
good at it.
God. The still force, I think is what it's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is that what it currently is? Is the still force?
Last I heard, it's called the still force.
Which they talk about the Still Force in the Flash. They create the Still Force. They create the Strength Force. They create
Oh no, that hurt. I don't like that. Strength Force.
I forget. I want to say it's Psych Force.
So it's just every D&D stat?
Basically, they create 3 new. Barry creates an artificial Speed Force. It makes him super smart,
Charisma Force.
but
Dump stat
it gives him
force.
Speed Force thinking, and he basically bypasses any more emotion. So he starts doing some fucked up bullshit. So they have to destroy it, and then they bring back the regular Speed Force somehow, and in doing so, create 2 new forces, or 3 new forces. The Strength Force, which is basically just like a fucking person who just gets fucking hulked out, that they call Fuerza. And then the Still Force and the Psychic Force, or something like that. And the Still Force is basically just like time, essentially. He can control time. And then the Psychic Force can make people see their greatest fears, for the most part.
I hate it.
Yeah,
Flash
Flash.
almost as much as the Hawks. Almost.
Ooh, I don't know. I really hated Vandal Savage too.
Oh no, Vandal Savage gets a great little bit when he comes back from hell,
That is true.
or is in hell, and they bring him back, and it's great. I was like, oh, that's great.
The greatest Vandal Savage of all time is in the New 52 series Demon Knights, which is like set in the Middle Ages, and it's Vandal Savage going through a Conan the Barbarian phase. And at one point, ripping the leg off of a velociraptor, going, "Ha ha, yes, I've not eaten one of these in years." Never explained how the caveman has eaten dinosaur before, but
You know what?
Don't care.
Don't care.
Don't care. It's great. But with the recent passing of Val Kilmer, I have been watching some of his movies. I watched Through the Saints, and then I started Top Secret, but I didn't get a chance to finish it because I was sleepy. But I will go back and finish it because it was fucking funny.
I fucking love Top Secret so much.
And that was partly one of the reasons I brought it up or wanted to watch it, because I know we talked about it as one of recently on Word Balloons. I'm kind of just going through and watching a bunch of movies that we've talked about on Word Balloons.
That's not a terrible idea.
And what else? I can't really think of much else that I've been ingesting other than what we're going to talk about later. So
I'm probably watching Batman Forever tonight because I don't think Cece's doing butcher stuff tonight. She's going to cut up a cow. So
still on Tacoma FD as well.
I need to get back into the final season.
I'm in the final season.
But so we're probably not going to watch Raw tonight, so I'll watch Batman Forever. And I'm going to watch Tombstone as soon as I get my Disney Plus account.
I have it on DVD if you'd like to borrow it.
Possibly.
If that's faster than your Disney Plus
Literally,
account.
I just need to sign up because they realized that my old roommate had been letting me use his account for like 2 years without paying for multiple accounts.
Bummer. But also that's reminded me of my other ingesting. I started rewatching Doctor Who.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, you were telling me about watching Eccleston. How far in are you at this point?
I am into Tenant.
Not hard, admittedly.
Still in season 2. I think the last episode I watched was the 2-parter with the Beast in the Pit. And
Ooh, I really like those. The CGI is fucking awful, but it's.
but it also does it introduce the
Ood.
The Ood, yeah.
I love the Ood.
I love that me just holding up my hand like I'm holding the little orb thing was enough.
Well, in that episode, also, have you ever heard David Tennant talk about the Ood?
Everybody loves the Ood.
As much as we love the Ood, David Tennant likes them even more and enjoys like playing with their head. Like, there's a behind the scenes thing where he's like, I just love the feeling of their.
Yeah. I think that's all I got, though.
Okay.
Because I'm still in season 2.
As I said, I've been watching a lot of Road to WrestleMania stuff. It's fine. There's some matches I'm excited about. It's not last year, but that's also unfair. Like, it's not my first WrestleMania, and it's not the Cody Rhodes story that is inexplicably incredible.
Also, I wouldn't expect it to be better than the last year every year, or else it would be
No, for sure.
unsustainable.
And I was like trying to prep myself for it, but it's also been really interesting to like compare and contrast because this is only my second data point for this.
Totally.
And then let's see. Oh, I read the first volume of NYX, which is one of the post-Krakoa X-Men series.
Oh.
And it is the one to most directly address being post-Krakoa, because it is about some of the younger former X students making a home in New York City after Krakoa. And like, what do you do after you left civilization to go live on a paradise island with all your other mutant friends? And then suddenly you're just back in New York.
Interesting.
And also a super fashy group like Orcus tried to, commit genocide on your people. It is really good. It's got Miss Marvel. It's got the X-23 Wolverine as the main cast. And then it's got the Stepford Cuckoos and a kid named Anole, who was from the new X-Men Academy X era. So like Grant Morrison introduced a bunch of new people, new students And while I don't love Grant Morrison's X-Men run, I like a lot of the new students who are explored in other books. And he's basically this gay lizard boy that does not want to be a fucking X-Man. He just wants to be a goddamn bartender, but he's a giant lizard man who has, not a giant, but he's a large lizard man who has a giant murder lizard arm because someone cut off his arm and he grew like a fucking more attack version back. And he's like, I just am trying to live my goddamn life and I keep getting pulled into your bullshit. And Prodigy, who is a mutant who was also in Young Avengers, which is a run that I love, which is he lost his mutant powers, but he like kept the byproduct of it. And it was, he had the knowledge of any person who walked in a room with him.
Oh, interesting.
So, and originally it was, he couldn't keep it after they left like a certain radius or like a certain amount of time. But so he knows everything Beast knows. He doesn't necessarily know what to do with all of that information, but like he's been in a room with Doctor Strange, so he knows how to mimic magic spells. He can't do the magic, but he knows how to do like the hand motions.
Yeah.
He also knows what way Wolverine likes to wipe his butt and Emma Frost's favorite things about kissing Cyclops.
How does Wolverine wipe his butt?
He doesn't say.
Carefully.
He just mentions like the point is he knows everything they know.
Weird.
But the book is a really fascinating look. I mean, one, it's underused X-Men characters. And then two, a really fascinating look at what do you do when you had paradise and then you have to go back to just living? And also, how much of Krakoa is worth preserving? Because they didn't know necessarily because they were lower level folks, but a lot of Krakoa sucked.
Yeah.
I'm not saying a lot of the era sucked. I'm saying like the whole point of Krakoa was it was paradise with like deep rot on the inside.
When the members of the Quiet Council are who they are.
Yeah, when you include the fucking Hellfire Club, Apocalypse, and Mr. Sinister on your government council.
Yeah, why'd you guys do that? That sounds like a bad idea.
The idea was that they were uniting every mutant faction.
Don't do that.
Honestly,
I mean, it was kind of awesome for a little bit.
About 10 minutes. Let's see, what else?
I remember the look of Apocalypse with that fresh suit.
He looks really good in the suit. I started watching Lucha Underground, which was the full show, which is the wrestling series made by Robert Rodriguez, which is weirdly appropriate for what we're doing here.
Who's that?
Anyway.
Moving along.
It is fun because it's like really good luchador wrestling, and I fucking love luchador wrestling. But then when you watch the behind the scenes, it's all Mexican telenovela like stuff. So there's a lady who I'm pretty sure is a ghost.
No, that makes sense.
The main guy,
Look, I grew up with Gangrel. That makes sense.
The guy who owns the temple, which is like the place where this happens, Dario Cuerto, has a giant key that he wears around his neck that they don't explain, and he keeps talking to someone in a jail cell that they won't show us. But also, like, Penta is one of the main bad guys in this show. And,
Did I see that his brother just popped up on SmackDown?
finally, yes. His brother is one of the main heroes in this show. Ricochet's in it. Swerve Strickland's in it. Rey Mysterio is in in Lucha Underground for a while because he had left WWE, and in it he's going by Rey Mysterio Jr. He actually enters his first match wearing his uncle's mask, the original Rey Mysterio. Like, it's
Nice.
Chavo Guerrero is a major storyline point.
Oh,
in
no
this.
shit.
Like, and he was. I've watched an interview with him. He was a major behind the scenes producer, and he was the one with the most experience actually filming wrestling. Because a lot of the other people were people like Robert Rodriguez who had not done
That.
wrestling before.
Yeah.
So a lot of that show is Chavo Guerrero's baby because he was going around being like, here's how you need to record when I do this move. Here's how you do this. It's fucking wild. It is the weirdest wrestling I've ever watched, and I highly recommend. Also, the episodes are only an hour long, so like with commercial breaks. So it's a lot easier than a fucking 3-hour episode of Raw to like get through.
Nice.
And then final one, I have been going through the Dresden File books, which is why I realized there was Red Court. And I don't know how I started. Like, it had nothing to do from Dusk Till Dawn. It was...
So, because you had texted me about this earlier in the week. I love that. I kind of love that you love the earlier ones more. Somebody's got to. And it's not me.
The middle ones.
The middle one. Yeah, I'm not saying 1, 2, or 3.
Well, and really...
Those don't count.
I liked I had a fun time reading the last 2, as we've talked about. My problem is just, I think the power creep gets too big. But that's a problem for me with almost anything where people are eternally having to get to the next power level. It's why I don't watch a lot of anime. And, like, the level that they're at, where he still has to deal with, like, street level stuff here and there. And it's why I would think that I enjoyed the side jobs, the short stories so much. Because it doesn't, like, you can do some wild shit in it, but you don't have time to get into the ridiculously overpowered stuff.
I love all the short stories that aren't from Harry's perspective.
Yeah, that is really fun.
Because when you get to see Harry, because Harry's kind of got imposter syndrome. He doesn't realize how badass he is.
Yeah. Although I do think my favorite, I mean, I've only listened to the first short story collection. I've not listened to the second one yet. Is the one about Harry having a day off. And it's Harry's day off, and he's supposed to have a date that night. And it's just him trying to have one day where he doesn't have to do magic shit. And every person basically in Chicago keeps showing up with weird magic shit that he has to deal with. And it keeps ending with naked people in his apartment when his date shows up. And there's like 3 unrelated groups of naked people. He's just like, ah! Ah!
Do you guys want to watch the Dresden Files TV show they made?
Yes, but I haven't tracked down. I think it's on Amazon Prime.
Bummer.
It's not good.
I know.
But it is Paul Blackthorne, who is an incredible Harry Dresden.
Paul Blackthorne's good. And I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but
the guy who plays Bob.
The guy who plays Bob is really good. He's just not Book Bob.
No, but I don't blame them for the way
Terrence
they changed some
Mann.
stuff around. And the woman who plays Murphy's actually pretty solid. But yeah, that's what I like. It was fun to be in the world of the Dresden Files when watching From Dusk Till Dawn, because
that's so fucking funny.
It fits in weird. And I don't even know why I started getting into Dresden Files again. I just randomly was like, huh, I've got an Audible credit I've not been using and been thinking about this series lately. Why not? Guess the zeitgeist is happening.
We have an official release date for the next one.
It's later this year.
January
of next year. Okay.
However, based on the turnaround times he's had for his previous novels, there is a chance that that's kind of just like a placeholder for like the last possible time it might come out, and we might get a more updated, closer date.
That's fair.
Sometimes.
I mean, that's fine too. Like it's not fucking Patrick Rothfuss or George R.R. Martin. Like, take a year or two to write a book if you need to.
Because I think about Dresden Files all the time, and I can't wait for 12 months. I'm so excited to see what happens.
I am too. I actually re-listened to the end of Battleground. And like, the end of the book is really good. I just got lost in the like. My problem with Battleground is it was basically nothing but fight scene for an entire novel, and I got it.
Although that's why I originally loved Battleground. Battleground now has maybe my favorite scene in the entire book series, and it's not any of those battles. It's chapter 7 when he calls the little folk and freaks out everybody on top of the roof.
By publicly calling them, or it's been a while.
Yeah, so it's like they're up on Marcone's castle.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's trying to, get together and figure out what the next plan of action is going to be. Marcone's there. Odin's there. Mab is there. Who else is there? Number of big players, right? And they're getting, like, attacked by the fucking weird flying squid things.
Sure, yeah.
And they're trying to figure out how to deal with that. And Harry's like, I might have an idea. And he gets all the fucking frozen pizza from inside the castle that was being used to feed the Einharjar. Has it all made. Calls fucking Toot. Toot shows up. Fucking, head of the fucking Zawlord's guard and shit. And he's like, yo, I need... he's like, bro, bad guys are here and they're threatening all of the pizza.
I do love the fact that he's become the, king of the tiny fairies just because he gives them pizza.
Yeah. He's like, even if it incurs me debt for years, you know that I'm good for it, but, pizza isn't going to be around anymore. If this doesn't happen, I need you to call all of the little folk. And Toot's like, yeah, I can do that. And it's just a disc, a half a mile across, just forms of fairy lights, all centered around Harry's head.
Okay, I need to re-listen to that entire book, apparently, because that's pretty rad.
And everybody, and even Odin and shit, they just all stop talking and look what?
The end of the book is actually really good too. When he gets kicked out of the White Council and Michael loses his temper, which you never see, or standing down Marcone and getting his house back. I'm sorry, Stephen, you've not read any of this. This means nothing.
No, you're
to
good.
you,
You're
but,
good. I'm just listening. It's fascinating. I have nothing to add.
The scene with Molly where we're getting some of Molly as a person. I'm enjoying Molly as the fairy, the winter lady. But I feel like there's an endpoint where she will not be the winter lady anymore. I don't know that, but I'm looking forward to...
One of the short stories in the second collection is from her viewpoint now that she's winter lady.
I am sure that's fascinating. We need more Will Borden.
Yeah.
I love Billy and Georgia. I really enjoyed that in the short stories. But yeah, I read the short story. I read it's the one before Blood Rites. It's the first one with
Death
the Denarians. Death Masks, I think is right, yeah. The one where Shiro dies.
Yes, Death Masks.
Really liked that one, and then I am going through Blood Rites, the one where we find out more about Thomas. I don't love this book.
No, it's fine. Thomas stuff is good.
It is one of the worst Dresden books. And literally as I'm walking up to the stairs to your apartment to start recording this, we get to a point where Harry is accidentally framed for murder and flees, even though literally the entire plan doesn't work if you stopped and thought for 4 seconds. Because he's framed of I've got a gun pulled on you and I'm going to claim that you assaulted me or something like that. And then shenanigans happens and now he's being accused of murder. But he was on the phone with a police officer before all this went down. Literally all he has to say is if any accusations she makes, you can be I was on the phone with Lieutenant Karen Murphy. She can say that. Yes, I was on the phone with Harry until this point. I was on a cell phone, so I literally can give you the time the call ended. And then then suddenly the line got disconnected. There is not enough time for him to have done this accusation. Mm-hmm. But instead he's well, better run from the police. Harry, you fucking jackass. You utter goddamn moron. Also, it's the one where he has to do a case on the set of a porn thing. And is Jim Butcher Mormon?
Not as far as I know.
Okay. I don't know specifically. I just know Mormons read a lot of fantasy novels.
That's also true. And sci-fi.
A lot of the big Mormon, or a lot of the big fantasy authors right now are Mormon. Because, honestly, the Mormon religion is kind of built towards fantasy novels. But, I don't know. There is something... Jim Butcher is clearly obsessed with sex if you read those books, but also he has a very Puritan view of it sometimes. And it definitely reads through in some of the...
Did you ever read any of the Codex Alera?
Is that the one with the Lost Roman Legion meets Pokemon? I read the first book and I hated it.
Because I was going to say, it seems to be mostly that, like, he's good at writing Harry's viewpoint, and that's Harry's viewpoint, because it's not nearly as prevalent in any of his other works that I've read.
There is just something but there's something slut-shamey about this book that has been really bothering. And I'm not saying people need to be into porn, but, like, and maybe it's just because it's 2025 and this was written, like, 20 years ago now, and it's just, we've come a long way in being like, now these are just people trying to make a living. But, like, there's one point where Karen's like, are you sure these are people you want to protect? I'm like, you're a bad cop.
That doesn't sound good.
Though your whole thing is you're supposed to be a good cop that wants to protect everyone and actually stand for justice. And the moment it comes to a porn producer, you're like, these people make choices. And you're like, fuck you.
That one is still early enough where the change hadn't completely happened with Karen, because she was intended to be an antagonist.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, I mean, this is book 6. She's pretty, because she finds out everything in book 4 in Summer Night.
Mm-hmm.
So by this point, she's pretty dedicated.
I was going to say, and I don't quite remember the exact things. Like, it still might be out of line for Karen, but she was intended to be an antagonist, and that explains the earlier books a lot more.
All right, that's fair. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's just also, this is not unique to Butcher, but this is just very much a thing where we're like, and now we're going to talk about porn, and we're going to talk about how sleazy and salacious it all is. And yes, there is absolutely sleazy aspects of the porn industry. I'm not defending necessarily, like, the movers and shakers of the porn industry. But your average person working in porn is no different than the three of us working in a grocery store. They're usually hotter, but otherwise, like, it's just people trying to make a goddamn living.
Yeah. The last time I went through that one, I remember being like, well, all the Thomas stuff is really good.
I need to get through it to get to the other ones. And it was like, I only read this one once, so I actually don't regret rereading it. I am enjoying it. Literally, if I had not paused the book where I did before, I would probably be less angry ranting about it.
I'm trying to remember if that's one of the ones that has something unexplained in it. There's a few books where there is notably unexplained things that sometimes even the characters mention, and we think that those are going to get solved during the eventual time travel book that Butcher has said is going to happen.
I don't think so in this one, but again, there's still like 8 chapters to go. Mm-hmm. We do learn a lot about Harry's mom in this one, which I've really been enjoying. I think naming her LaFay is a little on the nose, even for the Dresden Files, but yeah, I guess let's take a quick break and then let's talk about the Titty Twister.
Okay, so how did this happen? Because this isn't up Zach's alley. Not normally.
Selma Hayek.
Okay. I knew Selma Hayek. Plus, I knew you would be in on this, so
yes,
I didn't. I didn't have to sell you on this.
I do think this has been a long game by Steven, because it's come up a couple of times, and when we were talking about movies,
it's my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie
because he doesn't direct it.
And the only other Quentin Tarantino movie that I can think I like as much of this is maybe Jackie Brown.
I've not seen it. I remember really liking Django, but I also have not been brave enough to go back and watch it and see if I actually like it or if I just enjoyed Christopher Waltz.
There's some incredible performances. I don't know if anything of that has to do anything with Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, I love Django. I love Inglourious Bastards. I love this movie.
The thing about Django Unchained is I heard someone talk about it once. I'm not saying this story shouldn't be told. I'm saying that it wasn't Quentin Tarantino's story to tell. And that one stuck with me.
I see what they're saying.
I'm not saying that person's right or wrong. I'm saying I think of that every time I hear about Django Unchained.
Which you're not wrong. That's a good point. I don't know enough about the general history of Django as a film to argue that.
It's funny, I almost did my annual Django-a-thon this weekend, and then I played video games instead. But every year I like to watch the 1966 Sergio Corbucci Django, followed by Takashi Miike's Sukiyaki Western Django, followed by Tarantino's Django Unchained.
I forget that Django is like a long existing character.
Yeah.
In its own kind of way.
Yeah.
But
kind of. Yeah.
Kind of. But the first one, like spaghetti Western, right?
Yes. Starring Franco Nero. Liam Neeson's... Leslie Nielsen, Liam Neeson. Jesus. Liam Neeson's father-in-law.
Listener, we just watched the
Naked Gun
trailer, which features
both
Liam Neeson playing Leslie Nielsen's son in that film. So,
is that why he got the job?
I don't think it hurt. I don't think it hurt at all.
Franco Nero's been in a number of things other than that, but yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Where were we?
From Dusk Till Dawn.
From Dusk Till Dawn.
Fucking love this movie.
This movie's so great.
Is this the whole time I was watching it? It's like this is
Zach,
like
I'm so curious. What did you think of From Dusk Till? What did you think of Red Court the movie?
So again, like literally, and this is maybe the shallowest reason I've ever agreed to do something. I heard that Selma Hayek is super hot in this movie, so I literally just Googled Selma Hayek from Dusk Till Dawn and was like, all right, yeah, I'll like,
okay, yep, you got me.
I'll watch this. And I know we could do a good episode, or at least an interesting episode, just putting me out of my wheelhouse. Like, and this is not as far outside of my wheelhouse as I expected it to be. I am so mad. I am so mad that the reason I agreed to watch this movie was ruined by fucking Quentin Tarantino's foot fetish in the most egregious way. Like, okay, so like we all know Quentin Tarantino's I don't even watch Quentin Tarantino movies really, and I know he's got like a fucking foot thing.
Yeah, no. This is like Liam Neeson's cock. Everyone knows about it.
And I don't actually care. Like, I mean, Yui did the Tarantino off with you, and that was one of their... I don't remember if it came up in the episode a lot, but it's one of their big why they hate Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, that he indulges it in like everything. Of his movies.
And like we get the earlier one where he's playing his serial killer character, which is both a really good and a really bad depiction of a serial killer, but like fine. And he's staring and it goes into like slow motion shots of the feet, and I was like, God, that's egregious. That's like, okay, now I get it. And then they go through the whole dance scene, and I can only imagine the conversation where he's like, hi, Selma. We've hired you for this movie. I'm not directing it. I did write it. I did write in a scene where you have to stick your foot in my mouth.
It's so fucking terrible and
Like-
all. In retrospect, there's no way he can excuse that.
And that's really what it is. Like it's the power dynamics of I wrote in my biggest fetish to the most extreme, kind of almost the most extreme you can get without just turning it into a porn. Of I'm just going to stick my foot in your mouth. And like it just fucking kills the scene.
Yeah, but the 30 seconds before that.
Yeah, Cece thought it was funny as hell because there's a fucking snake in there, and I historically do not like snakes. And she's like,
You and Selma Hayek, apparently.
you agreed to watch this movie based off everything, and then the whole scene is just everything you hate. And I was like,
Quentin Tarantino, feet, snakes.
and I was like, okay, honey, two things. One, she's hot enough that I don't mind the snake. Two, I've lived with a snake for 10 years because I live with you. And three, this makes me think of a picture that you got taken just before by a professional photographer just before we started dating, where it's you and your pet snake, and it's like one of my all-time favorite pictures of my very attractive wife. So, honestly, snake doesn't bother me. If I was in the room with it, it might bother me, but like, this is fine. It's literally just the foot stuff.
Yeah, that happens.
So, I didn't know much about this movie. I knew it was one that he wrote and not basically starred in.
Yeah.
I knew it was him and Clooney and Salma Hayek. I
But
thought she was a much
He wrote
bigger...
it with him intended to be in this movie.
Yes, and I knew he didn't direct it. But is my
Well,
question.
he intended to direct it even, and then realized that he wanted...
Too many
It
things.
was too much for him to do all three of those, and he decided he wanted to work on the acting bit and the writing bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or in the finishing off the screenplay, because it is story by Robert Kurtzman.
Oh, I didn't know that. I
Yeah.
thought he had written it. I thought Salma Hayek was a much bigger part of this story. I did not realize that she is in like 2 scenes. 2, like I knew this was a vampire movie, and I really wish, because Cece's like, what are you putting on? Like From Dusk Till, and she had never really heard of the movie before,
Okay.
or at least didn't know anything about it. I wish I had known, and this is not like throwing shade at you guys, the wild tonal shift and how much it's not a vampire movie until it suddenly is, because I would not have told her it's a vampire movie.
So that's fine. So here's the thing. It is a wild tonal shift. It's kind of meant in the movie to be a twist. The marketing even ruined it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We looked it up afterwards because we were curious what the trailer was like. And I wish they had not said anything.
And most of the time, like, the marketing and especially the people putting the trailers together have little to no contact with whoever's making the movie, and that's probably just blame squarely on them. I don't know if he's ever commented on it, but I'm sure Robert Rodriguez, with the way the movie plays out, would have preferred it to be an actual
Twist.
surprise.
Yeah.
Which, like, I was fortunate to have watched this and had that surprise not be ruined for me, because I watched it wicked after the fact as a child, after it came out.
Yeah, because this came out in 96, I think it said.
Yeah, so I definitely saw that when I had moved to Montana in like after 2000. So, I didn't know the twist of it because I wasn't as locked into movies and movie trailers as at that point as a kid. So that twist worked for me. I got that experience, and that's delightful. And I always love to try and sell people on this movie without revealing the twist, or telling them to watch a trailer. Just like, it's a really good movie that has an incredible twist that I can't reveal to you. I could tell you to watch the trailer, but that gives it away. And then that's literally what I've told several other people. I think that's how I tried to sell Zach on this movie the first time years ago.
Because like you can sell it as like 2 violent criminals are on the run, and after they take a family hostage and stop in at a place, it turns out the place might be more dangerous than they are.
Sure, like it's 2 criminals, they need to escape to Mexico, blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
Like it would have been easy enough to sell that way.
But instead you have this movie, like one of the taglines is like, vampires, no interviews.
That's awful.
That's god awful. That's dog shit.
I assume Interview with a Vampire had come out just right around the same time or
Probably
something,
about
like
2 years before.
enough that it was in the zeitgeist. Okay.
3 years before, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. This is not my kind of movie. I am still not sure how much I like this movie. I would rewatch this movie, but not often. I have to admit, I really appreciate the stylistic choices of this movie in several places, and I think this movie is saved by being directed by Robert Rodriguez.
Yes, as well as all the incredible practical effects that it has throughout the movie.
Which it better considering who. So Robert Kurtzman, I know I mentioned, has the story by credit.
Mm-hmm.
Tarantino has the screenplay by credit,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't remember what breaks down to what percentage for those credits to be applicable. But
It's fascinating. I don't remember
That
offhand,
shit's
but
complicated.
Yeah.
it's super complicated and it's changed over the years, so it's hard to know
But
for certain.
Tom Savini did do the special effects on this, right? As well as being Sex Machine.
So Kurtzman is also a special effects wizard.
Okay.
Which I didn't know that.
Robert Kurtzman is a student of Tom Savini, and Kurtzman is one of 3 special effects makeup artists who came together for quite a while to form a group called the K&B Effects Group, which was Kurtzman, Nicotero, and Berger, with Gregory Nicotero and Howard Berger. They got an Academy Award together for the makeup of the Chronicles of Narnia. They also they've all done a shit ton of things, from like a lot of horror movies. Obviously,
If you're going to be a special effects guy, especially a practical effects guy, you're going to do a lot of horror movies.
It's just the fact of the matter.
Predator, Evil Dead 2, Phantasm 2, Halloween, but also like Dances with Wolves. Fucking Spawn, The Faculty.
The practical effects of Spawn was about the only good thing about that movie. So
Frank Herbert's Dune, the sci-fi miniseries.
Ooh, that was actually, like, it's not a good series, but it was, the effects were really good.
Bubba Hotep.
Fuck yes.
Some of the Tremors movies, Devil's Rejects, like,
Dude,
all over I'm just, like, cherry picking.
I mean, obviously, we
So
did a
awesome.
whole episode on Bubba Hotep, but God, I fucking love Bubba Hotep so much.
Robert Kurtzman did the walrus suit for Justin Long in Kevin Smith's Tusk.
Tom Savini did the Fiend's mask in WWE. Like, they went, when he wanted to play, when Bray Wyatt wanted to play a horror character, he went to Tom Savini specifically.
He directed my favorite iteration of Night of the Living Dead, the remake.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
he directed
Yep.
it. I knew he was involved in those.
Yeah,
but-
he directed the 1991, 92, or was it 89? It's right around then. It's right around when I was born.
1990.
1990. He directed that one. It's the one, the version that's in color, and that one has Tony Todd as I can't remember, but he's the male lead. It's
Dude, Tony Todd is so good.
and I like the changes they make to it because they make Barbara more. They give her more agency overall, and it works better. And it just fucking love that movie.
So this movie, like, some of the stuff that I really liked, I kind of wish they had leaned more into, but I actually, like, appreciate the way that this movie takes different angles.
Yeah. If you don't know the twist, there's no way to guess where this movie is going to end up
Sure.
when you're watching the first 30 minutes of this movie.
How long is it before the vampires show up? It's like halfway.
I think
It's like a good chunk of the way. It's if not halfway, maybe more.
the gas station in the beginning is like a 10-minute scene by itself.
Yes. And then just getting to Mexico takes a good long while. And then once they're in the bar, it takes a moment before shit pops off.
Also, I before we completely blow past it, I love the gas station scene. I think the first 10 minutes of this movie is fucking impeccable.
I was talking to Zach about this earlier because we brought it up on Word Balloons and when we covered the favorite openings.
that might be why we're doing this, because From Dusk Till Dawn came up in the...
It came up in that, and then also like it's just kind of been one of my favorite movies. It's one of the movies that bends the genre of horror while still being a horror movie in a way that I really love, and also it leans into monsters and it leans into practical effects in a way that, like, this is a horror movie that I love personally, as well as also love to kind of recommend to people who aren't necessarily big horror fans, because it feels soft enough that it's not going to like really set
I
anybody
don't
off.
really go further than this. Like,
Yeah.
that's where...
Like this feels like a good threshold for most viewers, and it's fun and interesting given the Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez of it, and like a banker of a cast. So
All of them are at their
twist.
hottest point in their lives. I mean, not all of them, but
not all of them. In that, like, Juliette Lewis, what's her name?
Yep, Juliette Lewis.
She's pretty fucking hot in Yellow Jackets. That's a new show that's out as an adult woman.
She's like 17 in this, so she's not at her hottest, but you're not supposed to be at that stage. Like,
yeah.
Which I'm glad that there was almost a moment at the end where it almost looked like they were going to do a romance angle between her and George Clooney, and he's like, absolutely fucking not, and leaves. And I was like, okay, you should take her with you.
I might be an asshole, but I'm not a fucking asshole.
Yeah, like, you should maybe take her with you because you did destroy every aspect of her life, but
you should maybe at least drop her off somewhere not here.
Yeah, because she has to get back across the Mexican border.
Which this is the early 90s.
Yeah, but she's still covered in blood with less people than she came in with like a few $100,000 in stolen money.
I'll just give that
to one of the 14 appearances of Cheech from Cheech and Chong.
Yes.
I read a fun fact on IMDb's trivia about that scene. If you look closely at his name tag, it's his father's. It says something Marin. I forget his father's name, but it's his father's name, who is a LAPD police officer.
Oh, that's fun. Cece and I were talking about it. I know George Clooney is attractive. Neither one of us have ever been overly like, oh, George Clooney, but he looks pretty good in this one. And obviously we already said Selma Hayek, and I mean, I fucking texted you guys yesterday while watching this. I've never seen young Danny Trejo before.
Which, like, he looks even younger in Desperado.
Well, and he's not even that young in this. He's just not
old Danny
It's just
Trejo.
30 years ago.
Yes.
So, like, it's...
He doesn't look young. He just doesn't look old.
And I had to explain to my wife that he went to prison while we watched this movie. Before, and like that he transitioned into making films after that, and she was like, God damn, I love Danny Trejo
I do
even
love
more.
Danny Trejo.
Did you guys ever hear the story of him getting arrested?
No, I don't know why he went to prison.
He sold heroin to an undercover officer.
Bummer.
Back when he was like out, like living the actual street life and shit.
But also don't sell heroin.
And was a user as well. But but the thing was, he kind of felt that something was wrong about the setup. So something had happened. He got part of the money and then was going to get like the last half of the money, like with the drugs or something like that. So the part that he got was like $10,000, and he knew something felt fishy about it. And so he went and like buried it in his mom's backyard. And then when he went to the drop, because something felt fishy about it, he didn't actually bring real heroin.
I love it.
He fucking scammed him, but then it turned out to be a sting operation anyway, and he was selling to an undercover cop. And so they got pissed at the fact that the sale wasn't actual real heroin. Doesn't matter. They fucking had him anyway.
Sure.
They had intent to sell that much narcotics and enough cash transferred hands that even if he was selling fake stuff, it was enough of a thing.
Yeah. But they were pissed about it and beat the shit out of him before they took him inside. But then once he was inside, he stayed in for quite a bit longer because he kept getting in trouble inside for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But then when he got out,
he turned his life around.
But he had $10,000 buried in his mom's backyard.
Fuck yeah, Danny Trejo.
Oh my God, Danny.
Dude, speaking of Danny Trejo, we touched on it in the jesting. I'm still watching through The Flash, but he pops up in it, and he's so great.
Oh, that's right.
He's Breacher, and he keeps referring to Cisco as Siski. And I'm just like, oh God, you're the best. You're the best. I fucking love you, Danny Trejo.
And then he does this, and then he does Muppets Mayhem.
Yeah.
Actually, I think he's done Muppets a couple times. He loves the Muppets.
Yeah, well, like there's a touching story about like Kermit consoling him after a loss of his mom. And I'm like, yeah, I get why you love the Muppets.
But anyways, this movie, honestly, even Quentin Tarantino might be at the hottest he's ever been, and like he's still not
He's
hot?
still Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah,
but...
no, he's not hot. He just looks less like a frog than I'm used to him looking like. This is Tarantino's character, other than the foot thing, which I will try to let go, is maybe the most interesting I've ever seen Tarantino as an actor before. Not that he has a bunch of acting roles, but like the character being so directly awful. And I was really nervous in the way I was certain we were going to see an essay scene at some point. But the way that
the way they handled that was really well done, I thought. Like the
where we see his hallucination, you mean? Or
no, like the remains of his kill in the hotel room.
Where we never really, we just see like flashes of it, but we never really see
Yeah,
it.
you basically see just a brief glimpse of it right at the end of it as they're cutting to Clooney basically like turning to go and like start to assault Tarantino of like, is this my fault? Did I give you the impression that this is okay?
That might be the most interesting part of the movie is the interactions between the brothers who look nothing like fucking brothers.
No, nothing at all.
Fucking very confident in himself, Quentin Tarantino, with that casting. But
I've never seen any of the people involved comment on this. Is it the Gecko brothers because it was the Frog brothers?
I don't know.
What you in the Lost Boys?
Thank you. I could not. I thought of the fucking everything but the title of that movie.
I don't know, but probably I do know that this movie references several things. But like,
well, yes, because it's a Tarantino movie, and all he does is reference other things.
But like George Clooney's character being an absolute piece of shit, but being less of a piece of shit than his brother, and having the weird relationship of being very loving of his brother, very protective of his brother, but also being like, you're a fucking monster, man. Like being aware of that, but also the like manipulative shit to his, I don't know. It's just it's two awful people who love each other, which is kind of fascinating. I was really glad that when he gets vampired, like we have the moment where George Clooney doesn't want to let someone else kill him.
Right, yeah.
Great.
He makes Sex Machine back off.
Love that, actually, but I was like, oh no, don't do the fucking keep the vampire alive for too long and then suddenly...
Nope.
Like, because it's such a hackneyed trope in vampire movies of being like, no, he's my brother. And then, oh no, don't let them kill me, brother. And then like it turns out, and thank God they didn't do that.
Yeah,
but I also...
Yeah, I'm so happy they didn't fucking linger there with that.
But I do think it really fits the character well, and I thought that there was something not necessarily profound, but like explaining a lot of the relationship of like, I'm giving you the peace that I could never give you in life or something like that. The places where this movie swerved, I really enjoy. And not just the big swerve, although that's extremely well done. Although I have to wonder, like, how much this relies on, like, bars mostly exist based off regulars.
Yeah.
This bar obviously does not. How does this bar not have some kind of reputation of...
I feel like the premise is that this is supposed to be like a last stop truck stop.
Sure.
And that's the reputation it has, is that it's a strip club at the last place you can get anything before you have to go on for a long, long while. And there's no other options here. being the whole reputation it has.
Yeah,
as far as I can gather.
guess just something about the like, and then every night we murder everyone. I feel like
That's
this
the thing,
would come up.
I don't think they murder everyone every night. I think this popped off because the Gecko brothers popped off.
Yeah,
All right, fair
And
enough.
Tarantino was bleeding a shit ton.
already.
That's fair. That's okay. That makes sense. Yeah, I didn't think about that fact.
And I imagine they do have somewhat of a setup of just like, well, I'm an exotic dancer, so let's go to this back room where we will do
they
an exotic
disappear
dance /
enough
other
people.
sex work.
Oh, because they got all sorts of pussy.
Oh my god.
That scene,
Nagahide pussy.
every time I see that scene, it goes on. Too many pussies. And I'm a fan.
You find cheaper pussy anywhere else?
Fuck
it.
Well, and like the there's a couple points of twists. If I do want to talk about like the preacher guy, but there's a moment where it shows the four. We've got Sex Machine and the Vietnam vet survivor,
Yeah, Fred
and,
Williamson, who I can't remember his character's name. Frost.
and the preacher and the Gecko brother, and I was like, are we about to see the birth of a fucking rad vampire hunter crew? And fucking no, we are not.
No.
But like, and then just immediate like having that like hero shot moment, and then killing two of them within like 5 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and having a third one be bit, or just at the end where like they pull back and it's the fucking pyramid at the back, and I'm like, no. You have to tell me so much more right now. And not only do they not, from what I can tell, the fucking sequel movies have nothing to do with this.
I think the third one, The Hangman's Daughter, is
I've never actually
Pandemonium's some of her story.
I've never finished it. I've never I've watched the second one. I was like, I'll watch the third one later, and never gone back.
It got really bad reviews.
I
got really bad reviews.
Speaking of
I
just,
think she actually ends up being a Dhampir, technically.
So half vampire.
okay. Out of curiosity, have you watched the TV series
I have not yet.
There was a
Although
TV series.
This makes me want to.
that Rodriguez
On-
had a hand in
Yeah,
producing? if
he
not-
produced.
He produced all of them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it was on his
network.
network.
That's right. He basically El Rey is just
Yeah. I mean, everything is just him. Do you know how he made his reputation?
I assumed this movie.
No, so it's his breakout super indie movie, El Mariachi, is what got him noticed. But it's not just because of it being a really good indie movie. It's because he became known as the one-man film crew. To make El Mariachi, he funded it by being a lab rat at the local universities.
I mean, you get fucked up, but that's a good way to make a lot of money
And
real short time if you need to.
And on that movie, plus most of his subsequent movies, he is usually the producer, director, writer, editor, director of photography, camera operator, Steadicam operator, composer, production designer, visual effects supervisor, and sound editor.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like he does it all himself.
That is a control freak.
Which, like, in retrospect, fucking wild that nobody talks about him as like an auteur director and with any amount of respect on his name.
That's because
considering-
you don't get auteur directors who do horror movies.
But he also
I don't like horror movies, and I think that's bullshit. Like,
he also did all of the Spy Kids movies and Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
and Book of Boba Fett and Battle Angel Alita.
His, man, I can't remember if it was the special features or for Sin City, or if it was the
Oh, and
special
Sin City.
features for Once Upon a Time in Mexico. But it, like, one of them showed his house and how it's set up, and how it's basically like these three like giant wings. One is like actual house, one is like video editing wing, and one is like sound editing wing.
Wow.
Interesting.
And it was all of it. I was just like, oh, this is fucking fantastic. I want all of these toys. And he's just like going and sitting in, and he's like, yeah, and here's like some of the guitar that I wrote for Once Upon a Time in Mexico. And he's like, fuck you.
Yo, I gotta say, the soundtrack to this movie was really good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's incredible.
The house band, Tito and Tarantula, fucking rock. I listen to them ever since Desperado.
I did have the question of when everyone transforms to vampires, it's never really explained how the guitar is changed into someone's corpse. Did he just like put that down and pick up someone else's?
I guess.
I also
That's the easiest answer, and I'm just gonna go with that.
I also feel like this
The band also just blows themselves up as soon as they get turned on.
Like they're just like, well, fuck it, we're
assumed
gone.
They escaped, but sure that like. Also, I gotta say, I think the corpse guitar man walked, so the fucking Fury Road guitar man like could fly later on. I think my favorite character in this, although I do love the daughter a lot, and I thought that was I thought her role was way more interesting than I was prepping for it to be for being the possible SA survivor in a 1996 horror movie. Her dad, the preacher who lost his faith, and you're not even lost his
Harvey
faith,
Keitel?
just like
Harvey Keitel, Winston
Fucking-
Wolfe.
lost his patience with God more
Wait.
than anything. Like,
What the fuck? Okay, so I was reading some trivia for this movie. So John Travolta was up for the role of that George Clooney has.
Yep.
And he was the only one of the many people that they list that actually turned it down outright because he said he didn't want to do a vampire movie and instead went to go do Pulp Fiction. And I understand
that's a
that
busy fucking year for
Harvey Keitel.
Oh, I wasn't going with Harvey Keitel. I was gonna go with
Quentin
fucking
Tarantino? Yeah, but also like Harvey Keitel's in both of these movies.
Yeah.
I know it.
He's in a...
He's in a very small chunk of Pulp Fiction, so I get that. Like, obviously, he didn't. He maybe had like 1 day of shooting, 2 max. So realistically, he could do that. But like, that's just weird to think about.
Real quick before we go further with the preacher, because you mentioned the people considered for the role of what is it, Roy Gecko,
Seth
Gecko? Yeah, you're right, it's Seth.
Seth and Richie. And Seth was Clooney.
The list
Seth.
of people considered for the Clooney role is incredible.
What IMDb has listed is Antonio Banderas.
Would have killed it. Would have been absolutely impossible to convince me that that was Quentin Tarantino's brother. George Clooney was bad enough.
Unless they just have wildly different parents.
Which means
Like, I don't know how that works. Steve Buscemi.
that's who they should have done.
And that one
I would
actually
have
makes
fucking
sense.
killed to watch this movie where George Clooney's role was Steve Buscemi.
That one makes more sense genetically. I would see them as siblings more so.
What a different character that would be.
Michael Madsen, who's also in a bunch of Tarantino movies. He's in Kill Bill. He's in
I know who
Reservoir
Michael
Dogs.
Madsen is.
Tim Roth.
Would have also been incredible.
Likewise.
Much more George Clooney-ish on that one, but
John Travolta.
yeah, I wouldn't have liked it.
Christopher Walken.
I don't even know what to think about what that movie would be.
Jeff Goldblum.
Cece pointed out, this is like peak hotness, Jeff. This is a Jurassic Park shirt ripped open Jeff Goldblum, too. Like,
Yeah, no, that would work. James Woods.
Who ended up becoming a vampire hunter a couple of years later in John Carpenter's Vampires.
really? All right. Well,
It's-
that's before James Woods
I
completely...
fucking love that movie.
It's so fun. It's
I've
basically.
read the book.
Oh, really? How is that?
Way better than I thought it was going to be.
James Woods is one of those actors who I wish he hadn't lost his mind in like 2005.
Yeah, same.
Same.
Played fucking Rudy Giuliani in the least like compelling movie of all time.
But he's always good on screen.
Not in that one.
Oh, okay, but
And Robert De Niro.
I don't know how old... Robert De Niro is older than the rest of those guys. Like,
But a little bit.
maybe not. Him and James Woods are probably pretty close.
They're closer in
That's
age
fair.
than the rest of them, but yeah, I think maybe Michael Madsen might be a little bit older, but not quite that old.
Yeah, a little bit younger. Him and Travolta and Roth are probably about all the same age.
Apparently, all passed because of scheduling conflicts. The only one that outright declined the role was Travolta, though, who said he didn't want to do a vampire movie.
I would have fucking. I think I would have killed to see Steve Buscemi do this role. I'm just trying to imagine.
And just because I have it open right in front of me, I do really like this fun fact. If you look closely, when Cheech Marin is playing the customs agent, his name badge says Oscar Marin. The name
Which
of
he
his
said was his dad's.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it was this movie where like Tarantino and Rodriguez became like really good friends, but they had worked together on Four Rooms before this.
Which I love. Four Rooms. Four Rooms is really fun.
I've never even heard of that.
But because they weren't like super tight yet, there were a couple other directors that were also considered.
Oh, interesting.
Or that whether they were considered, I don't know. But there was other directors that had come forward and expressed interest in directing.
Whose name came up at least at some point.
Rennie Harlan,
Tell me who that is.
Oh, wow.
Deep Blue Sea,
Okay.
Die Hard 2,
That's how I know him.
Cliffhanger,
You would not have had the distinctive voice that this movie had with
The
Rennie Harlin.
Covenant, and Tony Scott,
Oh, wow. Tony Scott would have been a fun director for this.
Top Gun, Enemy of the State, Man on Fire, True Romance.
I don't think this movie would have worked with anyone but Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy that happened.
Also, did he just design the titty bar himself? Because that's such a Robert Rodriguez, like...
I'm pretty sure most
set
of this
and
movie
build,
is
like-
designed by him because that's one of the things he tends to do.
Also, like, because I've watched Lucha Underground, and it's so different than this, but it's also very much like... You were thinking of this movie when you designed the temple, didn't you? Like, this is...
The Titty Twister set was built in the desert in California. Evidently. That's what I'm reading in fun trivia on IMDb.
I'm trying to think. Like, it's hard for me to think of what to say because I have talked about this movie before. We did cover it on Fried Squirrel.
That doesn't surprise me at all. All of the things I was ready to dislike, I ended up really liking. I mean, I really hate Quentin Tarantino's character, but he does have some of the funnier moments, like when he offers to buy a lap dance for his hostage.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Speaking of the Titty Twister, apparently the exterior set for the Titty Twister burned down at one point. This caused great delays in filming.
Oh.
I'm not surprised. There was fire everywhere in that.
Other delays were caused by dust storms and the threat of union actions because of the shooting with a non-union crew.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't love that Robert Rodriguez likes to use non-union crews, but
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
but like the other one I already mentioned, The Preacher. I was really like, I don't fucking care about this guy. And then watching him just suddenly inexplicably become like the best action hero in all of this.
Yeah, Harvey Keitel's badass in this. Like, I'll take the fucking shotgun over the goddamn steak jackhammer.
The steak jackhammer is the fucking dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, dude, I really love that part in the movie when
love that
they're
it exists,
gearing
though.
up in that, like, just like, okay, so
But it's a Bruce Campbell moment. Like
it's so Bruce Campbell. It's that part felt very much of just like, well, we're gonna fucking do all our favorite bits that we haven't gotten to do yet from any vampire movie that we love.
That's who
before.
fucking should have played the role. Bruce Campbell should have played George Clooney's role.
Yeah. No, I agree.
It was Clooney's idea to have the tattoo.
I don't love the tattoo. I don't.
It's not a. What is the tattoo supposed to even be?
It's just a bunch of bad tribal.
It's just not. Yeah, it's just 90s tribal. Clooney suggested it because he would just watch the movie Once We're Soldiers or Once We're Warriors, which is a 1994 New Zealand flick
Okay.
about a Maori family starring Tamura Morrison.
Rad.
Oh, okay.
And so, because he had seen like this Maori family with tattoos, he's like, my character should have a big tattoo. I don't know if he specifically wanted a giant fucking super 90s tribal tattoo, but
That's what he got.
Oh, God, the bad tribal tattoos have not held up. But, like,
also, if you think about the way that it's usually described, it's very similar to Susan's tattoos.
yes, but hers work a little differently. Like,
Susan?
it's from Dresden Files.
Oh.
She is a character who was turned by the vampires, but there's a thing in it of until you actually feed, you don't lose your
You don't turn all the
soul,
way.
essentially.
Yeah.
Like, so it's a way to make a half vampire, but she gets cool tattoos that appear when like the vampire side is trying to take over.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
But the way that they're described, it's obvious that they're inspired by Clooney's tribal tattoos.
Yeah, it's your traditional like.
But it's
90s
because the type of vampire she is turned into is these vampires.
Which these are the might be my favorite type of vampire when I try and think about like other iterations of vampires. Like other than like the fucking straight up like Dracula ass vampire of like it's a vampire. I really love how wildly morphic they can be of like any form of bat to human to vampire.
They really do the full range of design in this one. Also, fucking Selma Hayek looks like that's not bat. She gets kind of
She's like
snaky.
Snaky, yeah. But also kind of reminded me of some of the things that they did with some of the vampires in Buffy at that point. So it made sense. It worked for me.
These vampires are made of fucking paper.
Yes.
Like these vampires, you look at them wrong and they explode. There's just so many of them that you can get away with it. Also, I'm gonna say, as done like on the end of people being awful at their job is George Clooney's jackhammer stake thing that he abandons almost immediately because it's a completely useless weapon. And then the kid that has his shit figured out is the adopted son that's got fucking condoms full of holy water and a bunch of like Nerf
Super soakers?
Yeah, super soakers. It's like he's the only one that has actually thought this through. She's got her fucking
fighting that fucking
from
crossbow.
hell, which it was a cool crossbow, but like, what was your plan here?
I very much love
You have
that
like
it's like
6 shots.
this clearly was like a vampire hunter found them and they killed that vampire hunter. And this has been in cold storage since. And the problem is like nobody thought like she didn't think, okay, so this did that guy a lot of fucking good. I don't think it's going to work well for her either.
Literally, it's the super soaker that worked best. And I was actually really ready for it to not work at all because he's, already like been bitten. So I was like, oh, fuck, it's not gonna work. And I appreciate that they're really good in this movie about not going the obvious route. Because also when they let him in and you're like, he's been bitten, he's gonna turn at some point. I thought that they were going to
Be dumb about it?
turn in this room or be and he's very much like,
Nope, I'm already dead. We
I
gotta go
am
now.
fucked. We do not have time for you guys to be bitches about this.
We got to go now.
Yeah, but also you need me, so make a fucking deal. Like, what a fucked up thing to do to your kids, though. Be like, I'm gonna give you to the count of 5, or I'm gonna shoot myself in the goddamn head, and then you're gonna die because I won't be able to help you. I'm like, fuck, dude. Like,
So I am dead already. Get this through your heads now. This fact that I am speaking, ignore that. But don't ignore that. I need you to listen to what I'm saying.
I kept, but even when that happened, I was like, is he not gonna change somehow? Is it gonna be like the love of his children, or like, Nope. He fucking just turns and his son has to kill him, and then his son is immediately killed as a result. So she has to kill her brother. She has the worst goddamn day in history.
Yep.
Kidnapped by sociopaths. One of them is very obviously going to assault her. instead of getting assaulted, gets taken to a weird titty bar.
Also
That's
gets
the best part of the day. Doesn't get assaulted.
gets
And
mildly assaulted by by that fucking Cheech Marin character of just like, well, you're being a real creep while she's peeing.
Oh, right.
I do have to say though, like not
On the scale of everything else, that's not the
not where I was
worst,
going, but also no,
but doesn't help.
It's the bit where she's like, "It's open," and then like, "I'm peeing. Do you mind?" Like, obviously, don't perv on this teenager. That is not what I am. I am not saying it is okay for him to be doing that, but like, I realize it's trying to awkward out the border patrol officer, but that moment of like, "It's open. How dare you open this door while I am peeing?" Like, what did you fucking just say to him?
Yeah.
Like, literally, you told him it's
told him
open.
it's open.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she did basically tell me.
But I also recognize that she's just awkward awaying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, terrible day. Terrible day.
And then literally just tosses her, like, at best, I imagine, like $10,000. And not even that, because usually, like, those bills, assuming that's hundreds, is like,
Yeah, 1,000 stack.
yeah.
Something like that.
So she got like $3,000 for this, and everything she knows in life is gone now.
And all she has is this fucking shitty RV.
Yeah, does she even still have like a house?
Unclear.
Yeah, kind of very unclear. They didn't exactly get into it in that, like, she did kind of like talk about the premise, like she was like hopeful of like, well, he said like he's not going to take it back when we come back.
Like, and her dad basically being like, "We ain't coming back." Cece looked it up. Apparently, according to the video game, Seth does end up going to prison for all of his brother's crimes in the first half of this.
Oh, yeah, because the game is set right after the movie, isn't it? Or something like that.
I don't know. That's just the one part she told
Fucking
me about
love
that she
that.
found. And that had to be like a Super Nintendo, because it's 1990.
Or an arcade cabinet, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking this up right now. See what it says. From Dusk Till Dawn video game, based on events that transpired directly after the end of From Dusk Till Dawn.
Okay,
released
yeah.
For Windows. Plot. Seth Gecko, one of 2 survivors of the movie From Dusk Till Dawn, has been condemned to death for the murders his dead brother Richie committed.
In fairness, he committed several of those murders too.
Yeah.
Like,
He is now an inmate of the fictional Rising Sun High Security Prison, a converted tanker floating off the coast of New Orleans. Vampires infiltrate the prison by posing as inmates?
Why?
They murder the transport guards and the warden and begin a rampage. In the chaos, Seth gains a weapon and escapes his cell. At the end, Seth kills the vampires and escapes the prison along with the other survivors. That's all it says. It was met with mixed reception upon its release, as game rankings gave it a score of 63.11%, while Metacritic gave it a 58 out of 100. Released in 2001 for Windows. It's a third-person shooter.
Wild.
what is it for? What is it?
Windows.
Okay, yeah.
Released on Windows. Third-person shooter.
God, that era of third-person shooter was not good.
No,
either. Like
not
there was
really.
a lot of games of that era.
That were basically all the same fucking reskin of like Quake or Doom.
Yeah, but those were at least first-person shooters. Like you didn't have to like the. I remember the camera always being so fucking clunky in those games.
Oh, very.
I don't know if I have too much like. I enjoyed this movie more than I thought I was going to enjoy this movie.
Which I knew you would. I knew this would be a movie that you would actually find merit in and like enjoy. I knew it wasn't going to be like your total cup of tea and you would be like, oh, I loved this.
It existed like right on the. I kind of wanted more from it in a couple of different places, but I also know that if it had really like taken things to the logical extension or like where it could go, I would have lost my interest in this movie because I'm such a little bitch about horror movies. And not even because they scare me, but because I just find them uncomfortable.
I just tried to look to see if the From Dusk Till
Yeah,
Dawn game was
I
on
assumed-
Steam. No luck.
Damn.
I was
Not
hoping.
surprised. I don't think that's a one that they were putting a lot of time into, like,
I would have chucked $2 at it.
preserving for the historical record.
I'd play it.
I'd have been Seth Gecko. It's third. I'm sure it's third person just so that you can see his tattoo the entire game.
I wonder how much of the likeness they use for Clooney.
From what I could see on the cover, ish.
Ish. As much as the snowman and Jack Frost is.
That's still so amazing. I love that so much.
That's a good little fun fact. Go look up that trivia on Jack Frost if you're interested.
Not the horror movie Jack Frost.
The
Michael Keaton one?
Michael Keaton one.
Originally, George Clooney was set to play the Michael Keaton role, and so they made the snowman look like George Clooney, but it was too late to change it by the time they recast, so they just kept
it's
it.
Michael Keaton looking like a George Clooney star. Okay.
Yeah, it's a George Clooney snowman for Michael Keaton regardless.
Sure.
Snow Dad.
Better than No Dad.
Sure.
That one landslide song.
Anyway,
I
love From Dusk Till Dawn, and that's all I have left to say.
It's
about
worth watching, even if you don't like horror movies, which I do not.
I knew
So-
it would be two loves and a like, so I felt it would be appropriate to bring to the general nerdery table.
No, it's good. Like, I can find plenty of good things about this movie. So
Selma
it's
Hayek's hot body. George Clooney's hot tattoos.
No. Nope. You lost it with the last word.
Danny Trejo's hot body.
There we go. But, like, I
Harvey Keitel's hot body.
and that hat. But
And for that one, we probably mean literally hot body.
he did catch
Also
on fire.
attractive man, but that man, I felt like he was sweating.
Yeah.
Fucking dude that plays the guy in the beginnings, hot body, as it falls into the popcorn.
Harvey Keitel is the best part of this movie by a lot.
Oh, John Hawkins is the fucking guy at the
John Hawkes.
John Hawkes, which he's in a couple of wild movies that I love. It's fun. I like this movie.
It's really worth watching. The cinematic choices, the visual choices that they make, I really appreciate. I would not enjoy, even if it was not a vampire den, I would not enjoy being in that titty bar because I would die.
Because I would.
But in like,
But also.
but as a titty bar, like I really like respect the design choices. Like,
It was a kind of cool big design.
it was a pretty rad
open.
looking bar. Like,
Yeah.
it's just that. Oh, that's one thing.
I bet that bar has great salsa.
I has to. Where the fuck did Tom Savini's penis gun thing?
Fold up into?
Not even just that. Like, it's just so out of the blue. And like, I know it was gonna turn into a vampire movie, so it was.
Did it
fucking-
even come up again?
Yes, he shot one vampire with it, even though it is like designed to look like it's got like multiple sets. He shoots one vampire, but just Sex Machine is the most out there fucking character in what's been like a really straightforward crime movie, and then it's just random whip man with a penis gun, codpiece gun,
Who's just kind of nice.
who I
Hi, I'm Sex Machine.
Oh, hi, I'm Six Machine.
who I definitely thought was the guy from Criminal Minds before we looked it up and realized it was Tom Savini.
Oh, that guy, yeah.
That's funny. That's good. I can see that, though. I can see that.
Yes, I can see it.
Which, considering that the other movie from this era he did is that one you showed me about the criminals that accidentally kidnap a baby or something like that.
Baby's Day Out.
Oh, shit.
We have to go to the TikTok to get the Baba. No, what is it? Oh man, my brain's mad. I can't remember
It
that.
was like, wow, that dude's had a wild 90s. And Tom Savini did have a wild 90s, just not the one I thought it was.
yeah.
It's just the whole thing is so like his whole character is so out of left field for this movie, but everything goes so much farther left field like 5 minutes later that you don't even really.
So, the dick gun is in Desperado.
Is that why that's there?
That's so good. I don't remember it.
It's
been a long while.
It's in the case, and at one point, Salma Hayek picks it up, and Antonio looks over, and he's just like, "Hey, now that's gotten me out of a lot of sticky situations," or something like that.
I mentioned wanting to maybe do a Marvel watch through earlier on. I think the trailers episode we did recorded, but I might fucking do a Rodriguez watch through.
Spy Kids, Faculty.
Which every time you remind me that he did the Faculty, I'm like, fuck, dude, I love the Faculty.
Sin City.
Which I like parts of.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's
Book of Boba Fett.
I've never watched Shark Boy and Lava Girl, but I kind of want to give it a try.
Girl 3D, yeah. You mentioned Battle Angel Alita earlier.
I've still not seen it. I keep meaning to watch it.
It's fun. I saw it in theaters.
Yeah, same.
I
own it.
Oh, nice.
I've just not been brave enough because I really, really love the Battle Angel Alita comic book.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just a hard one to have to translate.
They do a fine job.
I'm sure.
What's next time?
Toys. The Robin Williams LL Cool J feature, Toys, that I have definitely not watched since like middle school.
With Michael Gabon? Gabon?
Gambon.
Gabon?
Gambon. There's an M in there.
Dude, I was so close considering how bad I am with names. Give me the fucking break, man.
Yeah.
Dumbledore is also a good way we could refer to him.
Is this the same Dumbledore that was also in Gladiator, or was that the other Dumbledore?
That's the other one.
Okay.
Because Gambon wasn't.
This is the one that takes it up
yeah.
after. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, we all know that J.K. Rowling sucks.
Is it Joan Cusack?
Yeah.
I love Joan Cusack.
Wait, no, that's not Joan Cusack, is it?
No, who is that?
It's. Yeah.
Doesn't matter. We'll get into it on Toys. Robin Williams, Toys.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. It is. Nope, it's too late. I don't care.
Watch some Yolanda and Steve.
What?
It'll make more sense after we've watched the movie.
Okay, it's been a while.
Good.
This is a great way to end the episode. In the meantime, we're your Generals of Nerdery. I'm Zach.
I'm Tyler.
Dismissed.
Hi, everybody. General Tyler here. If you like the show, please hit subscribe however you're listening to us right now. Also, if you could rate and review us however you're listening to us right now, or preferably over at Apple Podcasts, we would super appreciate it, as the whole world is ran on algorithms, and we want to be all up in them, getting our voice out to more places. Also, tell your friends. We always appreciate that. If you want to get in contact with us, ask us questions, give us comments, email us generalnerderypod@gmail.com. You can also contact us through our website, www.generalnerdcast.com. While you're there, check out all of our back catalog, or click the links up at the top, as we are part of the Earworm Podcast Network. Go check out all of our sister shows. We're involved with most of them, so if you already like listening to us talk, it might be in your best interest. And if you want to check out everything from the network, head over to earworm.com, EARVVYRM.com. We'd super appreciate it. Love you all. Have a good one.